Jamal Khashoggi killing, Finland, Denmark, Germany halt arms sales to Saudi Arabia.
Here's a summary of the article.
Washington – 3 countries have halted arms sales to Saudi Arabia while the U.S. has stuck by the kingdom after the killing of Washington Post columnist Jamal Khashoggi. Finland and Denmark joined Germany this week in halting all future arms sales and sending of military equipment to the Saudi government. Germany and Denmark cited the killing of Khashoggi while Finland said in a statement much of its decision was related to the ongoing humanitarian crisis in Yemen. The October killing of Khashoggi inside the Saudi consulate in Istanbul sparked criticism by both Republicans and Democrats and put intense pressure on President Donald Trump to criticize a key U.S. ally in the Middle East. In a televised interview on Thursday, Denmark's Foreign Minister, Anders Samuelsen, called the Saudi regime destructive in many fields and said it was halting exports of military equipment because of the continued worsening of the already terrible situation in Yemen and the murder of Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi. The government discussed arms export matters and decided that in the current situation there are no foundations for new arms export authorization to Saudi Arabia or the United Arab Emirates, Finland's foreign ministry said in a statement. The two countries made their announcements after Germany urged other European nations to halt arms exports to Saudi Arabia last month, according to Reuters.
This post received a score of 37,680, with an upvote ratio of 91%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Can anyone answer this for me please? With all of their billions, why don't they just make their own weapons? Short answer, producing complicated weapon systems is not that simple.
And judging by the failed murder operation, the Saudis are not very bright either.
Sad we know it from experience, but so true.
So let me see if I've got this right. Saudis bomb the crap out of Yemen, killing thousands of civilians in the process. But we only begin halting arms sales after some reporter gets killed in Turkey. Better late than never, regardless of the reason.
At least here in Finland, politicians said that both the war and the killing were reasons for stopping sales. Go Finland, you're the best. Although there isn't much of a competition these days.
You are the best rakers of the forest floor.
Their president told me this, it's true.
Narrator, he did not, and it wasn't.
He was right about the state of Finland's forests. The healthy state was however partially the result of the North Europeans' climate a fake.
Come on Canada.
We'd love to, but apparently there's a bit of a clause in our deal with them that says if we try, we're on the hook for a big-ass fine, more than the deal's worth.
Trudeau says it would cost $1 billion to cancel the deal, which itself is worth $15 billion. There might be other numbers floating around, but I doubt they would be much higher than the only value I've actually found quoted, which is $1 billion. You have to wonder if our courts would actually force us to pay an arms deal penalty to a genocidal regime.
While I think those numbers might be a bit deflated, I do agree with you about the courts. Wouldn't be too hard to save face in this case, yeah?
Yeah, I think so. I can't stomach the idea of entire cultures being destroyed by weapons stamped with Canadian serial numbers. I would rather cough up a few extra bucks on my income tax next year than be party to it.
Agreed.
The catch here is that coughing up that extra cash means they will procure even more weapons with our money. Edit, this is not intended as an argument, simply a consequence we ought to be aware of. Realistically, $1 billion is a drop in the bucket for Canada. In my opinion, Canada should cancel the deal, do its best to fight against paying them in court with an argument based on genocide and human rights, and should work to encourage sanctions against the Saudis around the world to reduce their spending power. In arms deals worth dozens of billions of dollars each, an additional $1 billion doesn't make much of a difference. It's a multifaceted problem, and I can see both fiscal and moral decisions winning the day. I lean toward the moral win rather than the fiscal win, especially if we can reduce their list of available arms sellers and sanction their spending power in other areas of the world to make up for the fees they might win in court.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smry.com, without any human intervention.